Right, so I read an interesting article yesterday on SOTT.net, and it's entitled "German Neurologist Warns Against Wearing Face Masks. Oxygen Deprivation Causes Permanent Neurological Damage." This was written by Henna Maria on the 6th of October. World-renowned neurologist Margarita Gries-Brisson warns masks cause oxygen deprivation and permanent neurological damage, especially in the developing brains of children. So I'm just going to read this article. So she says, "This is one of the most important posts I have ever made, so please read it. I have written a transcript of some highlights from Dr. Marguerite Gries-Brisson's recent and extremely pressing video message, which was translated from German into English by Claudia Stober." Dr. Marguerite Gries-Brisson, MD, PhD, is a consultant neurologist and neurophysiologist with a PhD in pharmacology, with special interests in neurotoxicology, environmental medicine, neuroregeneration, and neuroplasticity. This is what she has to say about face masks and their effects on our brains. "The re-inhalation of our exhaled air will, without a doubt, create oxygen deficiency and a flooding of carbon dioxide. We know that the human brain is very sensitive to oxygen deprivation. There are nerve cells, for example, in the hippocampus that can't be longer than 3 minutes without oxygen. They cannot survive. The acute warning symptoms are headaches, drowsiness, dizziness, issues in concentration, slowing down of reaction time, reactions of the cognitive system. However, when you have chronic oxygen deprivation, all of those symptoms disappear because you get used to it, but your efficiency will remain impaired and the undersupply of oxygen in your brain continues to progress. We know that neurodegenerative diseases take years to decades to develop. If today you forget your phone number, the breakdown in your brain would have already started 20 or 30 years ago. While you're thinking that, you have gotten used to wearing your mask and rebreathing your own exhaled air. The degenerative processes in your brain are getting amplified as your oxygen deprivation continues. The second problem is that the nerve cells in your brains are unable to divide themselves normally. So in case our governments will generously allow us to get rid of the masks and go back to breathing oxygen freely again in a few months, the lost nerve cells will no longer be regenerated. What is gone is gone. I do not wear a mask. I need my brain to think. I want to have a clear head when I deal with my patients and not be in a carbon dioxide-induced anesthesia. There is no unfounded medical exemption from face masks because oxygen deprivation is dangerous for every single brain. It must be the free decision of every human being whether they want to wear a mask that is absolutely ineffective to protect themselves from a virus. For children and adolescents, masks are an absolute no-no. Children and adolescents have an extremely active and adaptive immune system, and they need a constant interaction with the microbiome of the earth. Their brain is also incredibly active, as it has so much to learn. The child's brain or the youth's brain is thirsting for oxygen. The more metabolically active the organ is, the more oxygen it requires. In children and adolescents, every organ is metabolically active. To deprive a child or an adolescent's brain from oxygen or to restrict it in any way is not only dangerous to their health, it is absolutely criminal. Oxygen deficiency inhibits the development of the brain, and the damage that has taken place as a result cannot be reversed. The child needs the brain to learn, and the brain needs oxygen to function. We don't need a clinical study for that. This is simple, indisputable physiology. Consciously and purposely induced oxygen deficiency is an absolute, deliberate health hazard and an absolute medical contraindication. An absolute medical contraindication is in medicine means that this drug, this therapy, this method or measure should not be used and is not allowed to be used. To coerce an entire population to use an absolute medical contraindication by force, there must be definite and serious reasons for this, and the reasons must be presented to competent disciplinary and independent bodies to be verified and authorized. When in 10 years dementia is going to increase exponentially and the younger generations couldn't reach their God-given potential, it won't help to say we didn't need the masks. How can a veterinarian, a software distributor, a businessman, an electrical car manufacturer and a physicist decide on matters regarding the health of the entire population? Please, dear colleagues, we all have to wake up. I know how damaging oxygen deprivation is for the brain. Cardiologists know how damaging it is for the heart. Pulmonologists know how damaging it is for the lungs. Oxygen deprivation damages every single organ. Where are our health departments, our health insurance, our medical associations? It would have been their duty to be vehemently against the lockdown and to stop it, and stop it from the very beginning. Why do the medical boards issue punishments to doctors who give people exemptions? Does the person or the doctor seriously have to prove that oxygen deprivation harms people? What kind of medicine are our doctors and medical associations representing? Who is responsible for this crime? The ones who want to enforce it, the ones who let it happen and play along, or the ones who don't prevent it? It's not about masks, it's not about viruses, it's certainly not about your health. It is much more. I am not participating, I am not afraid. You can notice they are already taking our air to breathe. The imperative of the hour is personal responsibility. We are responsible for what we think, not the media. We are responsible for what we do, not our superiors. We are responsible for our health, not the World Health Organization. And we are responsible for what happens in our country, not the government. So this was the article. If you want to read it, the URL is https SOTT.net/en442455. So that's the article in full. So yeah, it's masks are damaging, and people are, companies are forcing the staff to be wearing masks all day, and these people are going to be damaged, neurologically damaged permanently. So please share this video with others, and yeah, it's the longer that people wear masks, the more damage they're going to do, because they're not receiving the adequate oxygen to be thinking logically. In effect, it's like people are becoming zombies. So thanks for watching, and I'll put details of the article in the description box. God bless.